I made more than a few money mistakes in my 20s and 30s, even though I consider myself financially responsible. I earned good income, saved consistently, and invested, but I still wasted money, delayed important decisions, and sometimes let lifestyle expectations influence how I spent my money. And the frustrating part is that many of the choices that I made didn't feel like a mistake at the time. So today I am sharing 5 mistakes that I've made in my 20s and 30s that I wish that I didn't make before, or I wish that I knew better. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Calley. I work in fintech in San Francisco, and in this channel I love talking about money, intentional living, and luxury. So let's jump right in. Mistake number 1, I would say this is my biggest mistake that I made in my 20s and 30s, and that is lifestyle creep and quietly keeping up with the Joneses without even realizing it. The mistake is pretty simple. Every time your income goes up, your spending quietly goes up as well to match that. So your raise will quietly disappear before it even reaches your future. And this one is really sneaky because lifestyle creep doesn't feel like you're overspending. You work really hard in your 20s and 30s to increase your income and to gain more experience. So whenever you get a raise or when your income increases, upgrading feels more like a reward. A nicer apartment, nicer clothing, better grocery store, a little gift here and there for yourself, the trip everyone is doing on social media, the wedding you're in, baby shower gifts, wedding gifts, extra subscriptions, and convenience spending like DoorDash. And these little things add up to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. In your 30s, it tends to accelerate because the upgrades feels justified. You're not 22 anymore. It feels like you worked hard, you deserve nice things. So you justify whatever that thing that you're spending on. And I would say it's worse right now because you're not just keeping up with your neighbors, and you're keeping up with thousands of reels and shorts and TikTok videos every day. You see the renovated brand new house, the kitchen, you see the nice designer bag just because purchase, you see someone flying on the first class or even business class, and nice jewelry. When I got my raise in my early 30s, it was a pretty sizable raise. And at the time, it felt like that was life-changing. But it also nudged me into getting a slightly nicer apartment. So I paid a few $100s more, and I was driving a pretty old car at the time. Of course, you live in LA, so I had to upgrade my car. And I leased a brand new car at the time. And spending a little bit more on clothes and going out a little bit more with your friends, just a little bit of spending here and there because I deserved it. By the following year, I had really nice things in my life, but my bank account didn't look that nice. And I am not saying that you cannot upgrade your lifestyle when you get a raise, or if you get a different job and you increase your pay, or if you get a bonus. I'm saying pick an area or areas where you want to upgrade. Just don't upgrade all the areas of your life at once. Before any lifestyle upgrade, I would ask these 3 things. Number 1, do I actually use and love this, or do I love the idea of it? That's how I felt about a lot of my designer bags, and I just sold all of them. Number 2, is this my taste, or am I being influenced by internet, social media, seeing on somebody else in real life? Number 3, can I see myself wearing this or use this item for 90 days or only for a couple of days? Upgrade the things that you genuinely love and touch every single day or every single week. Mistake number 2, so you're really good at saving, but you're not actually investing. So when I first started saving my money, I was being really responsible and consistent about how much I save each month. But that savings amount will just sit in my savings account and never actually work for me. So because of that, I skipped the step that actually built wealth until I would say my early 30s. And a couple of reasons why I didn't invest sooner is because it was intimidating. I thought it was for people who had a finance degree, who knew about the market, and you had to have a lot of money. And I realized that even though you make really good money and you're a high earner, you can still fall behind because you're not investing. If your money is just sitting in savings account, earning 0.1% or even less interest rate from banks, you're never gonna even catch up. That is less than the inflation rate. You need to have money in your investment account and have the money work for you. If you don't have any money currently invested, that's totally okay. I would take these steps to start investing your money. Number one, build your emergency fund first. Have at least 3 to 6 months, if not more, of your essential spending in high yield savings account. Number two, maximize your 401k. If your company offers match, definitely match that. Once you have your emergency fund and took advantage of your retirement accounts, that's when I would start your investing and open up a brokerage account. And if you feel like you don't quite understand the market or you don't want to invest in individual stocks, I would just keep it pretty broad and invest in low cost diversified index fund. They're usually lower risk and beginner friendly instead of trying to pick individual stocks. The whole point is you need to start investing your money and let the money work for you instead of having that money sit in your savings account. You just need to start and be consistent. Mistake number three is waiting too long to start investing. And this one is different than investing at all. This one, you have intent to invest eventually. This was my case. I thought that you need to have more money in order to invest. So I told myself, once I start making more money and get that next raise, that's when I will invest. I was just making excuses for myself because it just felt so overwhelming and daunting. The problem with that is the later mindset comes with a price tag. Picture two women. One, she started investing in her late 20s or early 30s, small amount each month. And there's a second, she puts it off until her 40s. And even though she's in her 40s, she is making a lot more money. It's gonna be so much more difficult for her to catch up because woman A, who's been investing, have had her money in the market for over 10 years. And that is power of compound interest. The woman A, the early starter, her secret weapon was not more cash. It was more time in the market. Start by investing $100 or a couple $100 per month. You don't need to invest thousands if that's not where you want to start. Mistake number four is not actively working to increase your income. Mistakes 1 through 3 were about protecting your money by investing, spending less, saving more. This one is offense, and you honestly need both. This is definitely a mistake that I made in my 20s and early 30s, was treating my full-time salary like it was the only way for me to make money. I was doing the right thing by budgeting, optimizing every single dollar that was coming in, but I was quietly just ignoring the other half, which is bringing in more income, because there's a ceiling to how much you can actually cut from your expenses, but your earning potential is limitless, and there's so many ways that you can bring in extra income. In your 30s, earning power is one of your biggest assets. You gain more experience, you have skills and a network that you didn't have when you were 20. Also, relying on one single income is risky because there could be layoffs, especially right now in the tech market or the broader job market. Growing your income, even at a modest rate, will do so much more to your wealth than almost any amount of penny pitching. And I'm not saying you need to have multiple streams of income and you need to hustle all throughout in your 30s. I'm just saying have a backup plan. When I finally realized this, I looked for ways ways to have separate source of income. When I moved up to San Francisco, instead of getting rid of my apartment in LA, I decided to sublet with, of course, agreement from your landlord. I kept all of my furniture there, and I also kept a lot of my appliances. So it was just ready to move in. So I was sublet to people who wanted some short-term stay. It was in pretty nice area in Santa Monica. It was filled for 2 years, and I was making a few $100s per month by doing nothing. That was one of the easiest way for me to earn a second stream of income, and I made thousands of dollars. And I would say before start looking for a second job, another stream of income, maximize what you have. Ask for a raise, negotiate, because most people don't ask for it. Research your current market rate based on your experience and merit. Document your wins and ask your manager for a review. And you're not gonna get yes every single time, but you may get a raise from just asking. And last mistake number 5, is making big life purchases or decisions without running any numbers. And I think this one is huge, especially when you're in your 30s, because there's so many life milestones that happen in your 30s. You may be moving in with your partner, getting married, having kids, buying a new house, travel more, helping parents financially, deciding if you're married, if one partner should scale back at work. These are huge emotional decisions that you may have to make in your 30s, but they're also financial decisions. And one of the biggest mistakes that people make is treating this like the numbers will somehow work out themselves later. One of my biggest mistakes that I made in my late 20s is buying a new car without running numbers on it, at least a brand new car. But I also didn't properly run numbers on how it would impact my finance monthly. It increased my car payment by a couple $100s, but that was not the only thing. It also increased my insurance, increased my gas because I had to put in premium gas instead of regular. So before making that purchase, ask yourself, is this the true monthly cost, or is this a sticker price? Will this delay your financial goals? What happens if one income changes? And lastly, does this fit the life we actually want, or just the one that we think we're supposed to want? Those questions matter because sometimes a decision is affordable on paper, but it's uncomfortable in real life. Your 30s are not just about hitting milestones. They're about hitting milestones in a way that will support your real life. So here's what I want you to walk away with. I'm not saying you can't do any nice things or upgrade your lifestyle. It's about building a few systems in place so you can have the life that you want in the future. So what did you guys think? Thank you so much for watching. And if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe. That will help me a ton. And tell me in the comments, which of these 5 mistakes hit a little too close to home? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.